Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 surprising reasons why my wife and I chose to live in Armenia. One of the questions we often get asked by people here in Armenia, the locals, is why on earth we would choose to leave Australia to come to live in Armenia. Well, it's a good question, and I hope in this episode and maybe future episodes we can answer that question. But I think one of the main reasons is that we came to live in Armenia. We came, of course, from Adelaide, Australia, and 6 years ago we decided to move to Armenia permanently. So my wife Sonia is Armenian by birth, and we met in Australia many years ago, didn't we, Son?
Yes.
And well, it seems like yesterday, but that's what happens when you fall in love. But I want to tell you something very interesting. As soon as we touched down at the Yerevan airport, Hrazdan, and I put my feet on Armenian soil, a very strange experience happened to me, and that was I felt a connection, a very strong connection with the land of Armenia, as though I had found my roots, and that's the only way I can explain it. And it was so strong that I felt like I was home, even though I lived all my life in Australia, which I love, of course. Australia is my home. Adelaide is our home. But I found a new home in Armenia. As I was saying, one of the main reasons was that we came to live in Armenia was that I felt a soul connection. Well, if it was up to me alone, it wouldn't be right to come to live here after we had a pretty secure kind of life in Adelaide. Of course, we had to weigh up all of the economic situation as well, which is a very important factor in our decision. But we realised that we were renting, and we were going to continue to rent in Adelaide indefinitely. Almost impossible for us to buy a home there. But if we took our superannuation, which we could if we left permanently to come and live overseas, we would have enough money to buy an apartment in Armenia, in Yerevan, which we did. And so that is a real blessing. We thank God for that, and everything in our lives. We thank God for each other, and for this beautiful country we live in. Of course, it has its problems, but it also has many good parts. That brings me to the second reason why we chose to come and live here, and that is the people. Yes, the people people all over the world. It depends on what situation you live in, but there are good and bad, including us, of course. But we found that Adelaide was beginning to be quite a cold city in terms of people being friendly to each other, hospitable to each other, neighbourly to each other. it was beginning to be a place where it was unsafe to walk of an evening outside anywhere. There was really, people were just keeping to themselves, and this was kind of against our nature. We like the company of people. We like to talk to people. We like to communicate with families, with children. And here in Armenia, that's exactly what we can do. It's completely different. You see families with their children, their young children, particularly in summer. Grandparents too, walking with their children on the streets up to 10, 11 o'clock at night. It's perfectly normal, and it's also completely normal to be able to go up to those people, those family members, talk to them and talk to their children, and even, yes, even hug the children. It's not a sin to be human, but in the Western world, it's almost become a sin to be human. For goodness' sake, what have we become? Why is it that everything has to be sexual? It's just wrong. It's a common human trait to be affectionate. So that would be the second reason. Family, friends, people, the friendliness of people, the way you can communicate with them. It's just something we missed, something we were longing for in Adelaide, which we couldn't find so much anymore. And the third reason, and possibly the most important, at least for me, has something to do with the first reason, and that is the connection with the land. But this is a spiritual reason which is very, very important to me, and that is that Armenia is a very historical place in terms of biblical history. So the video was interrupted. It accidentally cut off when I began talking about the biblical reason why we chose to live in Armenia. That is Mount Ararat. The biblical Mount Ararat, whereupon Noah's Ark came to rest with Noah and his family and all of the animals, two of every kind, following the great flood, in which all of humanity was wiped out except for Noah and his family and the living creatures. And so re-began humanity once again. It's important that I show you this mountain because it is significant in the life of the Armenian people. It is significant to me, and I think it should be significant to all Christians as we now, in this time of coronavirus, we are re-evaluating our lives once more. Perhaps God is giving us a second chance, as He gave humanity a second chance following the Great Flood. He is telling us, He is pleading with us, what is important in life? What is the meaning of life? And if we haven't answered that question already, it doesn't matter how old you are, whether you're 90 years of age, whether you're a young person, or whether you're somewhere in between. whether you're suffering, whether you have a relatively good life with all material things, it comes down to the spiritual part of our being. What does it mean? What does it mean to be a Christian? And so we see behind us this holy mountain, Mount Ararat, which dominates the land. Mount Ararat is a visible sign to us that God indeed loves us. He loves us so much that He sent His only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And everywhere you go in Armenia, just about everywhere you go, you can see this holy mountain as it dominates the land. It is a symbol of Christianity. It is a symbol of faith. It is a symbol of hope. It is a symbol of love. So essentially they are the three main reasons why we chose to come and live in Armenia. It's not because we don't love Australia, not because we don't love Adelaide. We do. Of course we do.
Australia my home.
As Sonia just said, she calls Australia her home. And she learned many, many things there in Australia. Good things. And I can say I did too.
Things I never knew.
Maybe there is a fourth reason, and there indeed is a fourth reason why we came to live in Armenia, and that is because in some small way Sonia and I wanted to come here to see if we could help in some way the Armenian people.
Needy ones.
There are, especially the needy ones. There are many poor people here.
But they're very rich
in their souls
and heart. And if you go visit them, they're putting last piece of bread on the table.
Yeah.
Because they welcoming you, because they love people, because they know that everybody, every human from God. And if somebody knocked your door and came to you, this man or woman have been sent by God. So you have to accept this person.
True. So in some small way, if we can be of help to one or two families, we feel that that's of itself worth. And
we feel good.
Worth the effort to come and live here and be amongst the people. And as a part of that, I have also written a book which is designed to help the Armenian people reconnect with their the Christian roots. And so that's really, in a nutshell, the reasons why we came to live in Armenia.
I said we have to love each other, and nobody ever should say I'm better than you, because we all equal under God, and everybody have to answer for their deeds. And best example to be humble, when Jesus came here, He never ever said to His disciples or apostles, I'm better than you. He was very humble. That's why He took upon Himself all our sins. And we have to be appreciative and value this and understand all of us people around the world.
Amen to that. So we hope you found this video interesting. And if you did, and you like the content, and you can see the direction perhaps in which these videos are going, sometimes we're going to be talking about our lives here, or most of the time we're going to be talking about what our life is like here, and show you the beautiful scenery in Armenia, around Yerevan and all of the regions. So if you did like this, and if you would like to see more, please stay tuned for future episodes. Following this trip to Hrazdan, we continued on to Sitsanakabert, which is a famous ski resort in Armenia, and then went to a little town called Brzhny, B-J-N-I, and which is a beautiful, beautiful place, and we hope to show you that in the next video. So here's a few scenes, a little teaser of that journey we took in our car. We hope you really enjoy these. Okay, bye for now. I'm Mitch, signing off from Armenia. Until next time, bye. God bless. Well, we found a beautiful place here. Have a look at the water. It's just so pristine clear. I don't know where on earth we are, but we were told to come down this road. Look. Hello, Mr. Cow. Hello. Watch out, chickens. They're coming through. Oh, hello. Wow. This is what you call paradise. Place to live. Look at that. Wow. So we're right next to the church here, looking down into the village. Truly amazing place.